There are many reasons why some men may not be interested in women, and these reasons can vary greatly from person to person based on their experiences, personality, and life circumstances. One fundamental factor is sexual orientation. Some men are simply not attracted to women because they are gay, meaning their romantic and sexual interest is directed toward other men. Others may identify as asexual, which means they do not experience sexual attraction to anyone, regardless of gender. This isn't about a lack of interest in women specifically, but a general absence of sexual desire. Personal preferences also play a significant role. Just as women have preferences in the type of people they are drawn to, men do as well. Some men might not feel an emotional or physical connection with certain individuals, which doesn't necessarily reflect anything negative about the women themselves. It's just a matter of chemistry and personal taste. Past experiences can heavily influence a man's interest in women. Men who have experienced heartbreak, betrayal, or toxic relationships may become emotionally guarded. They might associate romantic relationships with pain, disappointment, or stress, leading them to avoid similar situations in the future. This emotional self-protection can manifest as disinterest, even though it's rooted in fear or unresolved trauma. Mental health issues are another critical factor. Conditions such as depression, anxiety, or post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, can significantly impact a person's ability to connect with others. Men struggling with these issues might feel emotionally numb, withdrawn, or overwhelmed by the idea of maintaining a relationship. Their disinterest is often not a reflection of their feelings toward women specifically, but rather a symptom of their internal struggles. For some men, their focus is simply elsewhere. They may be deeply invested in their careers, personal goals, or hobbies, leaving little room for romantic involvement. Relationships require time, energy, and emotional commitment, and men who are ambitious or driven might view them as distractions from their priorities. This isn't about a lack of interest in women personally, but rather a choice to concentrate on other areas of life. Fear of commitment can also play a role. Some men may enjoy casual interactions but shy away from anything that feels too serious or long-term. This fear often stems from a deeper anxiety about vulnerability, loss of independence, or even witnessing failed relationships around them, such as their parents' divorce. The idea of being emotionally tied to someone can feel overwhelming or risky, leading them to avoid relationships altogether. Cultural and religious beliefs can shape a man's attitude toward women and relationships. In some cultures, strict traditions or religious teachings may discourage certain types of interactions between men and women, especially outside of marriage. These societal expectations can create barriers, either consciously or subconsciously, that influence how men engage with women. Low self-esteem and insecurity can also be significant factors. Men who don't feel confident in themselves might struggle to believe they are worthy of love or capable of maintaining a healthy relationship. They may fear rejection so intensely that they preemptively avoid situations where they could be vulnerable. This protective mechanism can look like disinterest when it's actually rooted in deep-seated feelings of inadequacy. Some men simply value their independence above all else. They enjoy the freedom to make decisions without having to consider another person's needs or feelings. Relationships, by nature, require compromise and shared responsibilities, which can feel restrictive to someone who prioritizes autonomy. This desire for independence doesn't mean they dislike women. It just means they prefer a lifestyle that isn't tied to romantic commitments. Another issue is the frustration that can come from mismatched expectations in the dating world. Modern dating can be complicated, with shifting social norms, communication challenges, and differing expectations about roles and responsibilities in relationships. Some men may feel disillusioned or overwhelmed by these dynamics, leading them to step back from dating entirely. Finally, biological or hormonal factors can influence a man's interest in women. Low testosterone levels, for example, can reduce libido and affect a man's desire for intimacy. Health conditions, medication side effects, or hormonal imbalances can all contribute to a decreased interest in romantic or sexual relationships. In many cases, these factors don't exist in isolation. A man's disinterest in women might be the result of several overlapping issues, and these feelings can change over time as he grows, heals, or experiences new things. Understanding this complexity is important when considering why someone might feel the way they do.